In this tutorial, I am going to share my full regimen, everything I do to my hair, show you my updated wash and go, and give you some tips you can apply to your regimen all at the same time. So settle in, focus, I'm about to unload on y'all. MoKnowsHair collection is officially launched and available only on my website, MoKnowsHair.com for now. If and when that changes, I will tell y'all here on my website and on socials. That goes for updates to shipping locations too. Each product page has details including descriptions of the new scents, benefits, and pro tips for you, so please check that out. Let's start with my current hair color. I have been various tones of red for the last 12 years now. During the pandemic, I let it grow out a whole lot and then went back in with a ginger type tone. The Ion Demi 6RV that I used to use for a lot of years and loved was discontinued during the pandemic, so I had to figure out a replacement. I tried Wella Color Charm, but it bled for over 6 washes. It faded so fast, so I'm not using that one again. Then I tried Ion Permanent 7RR, and it was okay, but it was a little too orange for me. So the last time I colored my hair, I used Ion Permanent 7IR, and that's the one. This is it. This is the closest to the Demi 6RV tone that I like, and it fades without getting too orange. The pictures you've been seeing on my new website were taken in April, and I had just used the Ion 7IR with 30 volume at the roots and 20 volume on the previously colored hair. So here I am now, over 3 months later, definitely in need of a root touch-up and color fill-in, but overall, I think the tone is faded gracefully. Now let's talk about my hair shape. I have long layers with a squared off perimeter and slight face framing fringe. I cut a few inches back in April when I colored it, so it's grown out a little, but overall it's waist length, just a couple inches shy of my tailbone. The longest I've let it get is about 1 inch or 2 past tailbone length. I stopped cutting lots of length out in 2018 when I was formulating the first MoKnowsHair collection. Prior to that, that very round shape you remember me having for years was a result of cutting a couple inches every 3 or 4 months to keep it shorter. Okay, next, my texture. It appears tighter now because I don't straighten my hair as much, maybe twice a year compared to every 6 weeks or so when it was collarbone length. I also have been using my restoring treatment since 2018, so the elasticity and curl pattern definition is elite. Also, I'm older, and with age, things evolve, they change. Your hair can and likely will migrate texture, density, and color as you age. My weekly routine is consistent. I wash every 6 to 7 days, and 95% of the time, it's a wash and go. That's the style that works best for me as far as time, effort, and longevity. Now I am going to walk you through my wash day process. I work out daily, so by the time I am washing, my scalp has been sweated out a lot and I need to get all the buildup out. I use the scalp clarifier to do that. You cannot have healthy hair without a healthy scalp. This treatment gently exfoliates follicles and helps restore your scalp's natural pH level while reducing flaking or itching you may have. It goes on cool, lathers nicely, and starts the detangling process by rinsing away all that old product. I use this every wash day. Next, I use the Ultimate Hydrator shampoo and massage it from roots to ends. I usually do 1 wash with this, but if I feel like I've been going in with a lot of gel or something, I may do it twice. This cleanser is made for weekly use. It's formulated to remove buildup, hydrate, and repair at the same time. This is the part of the process where the moisture retention starts. You cannot retain moisture in dirty hair because you need that cuticle to open up and let water pass through. I will opt for co-wash if for some reason I need to reset my hair in between full wash days, or if I'm traveling so I can take less products with me. After rinsing out in lukewarm water, because you should never wash your hair in scalding hot water, I am going to apply the elasticity restoring treatment and detangle with the new FHI Heat Unbrushed. I would ordinarily be doing this in the shower, but if you prefer to detangle outside the shower, apply the treatment while you're in there so it can start to absorb while your hair is still soaking wet. That'll save you time and product on the detangle. This brush is amazing on the glide and it gets the tangles out quickly. If you don't have a brush you love yet, this one is definitely worth trying. I have a code below this video for an additional discount. This treatment is the key element of my length retention. See, it's not about how fast your hair grows, it's about how much you can retain. If you are having to cut as much as you grow because of breakage, then you don't get any length gains. Using the treatment weekly has let me go from collarbone length to tailbone length in about 3 years and keep it there if I feel like it. Right now, the longest parts of my hair are about 20 inches. Yes, genetics determine your hair's rate of growth, but what you do with it on this side of your scalp determines the retention of the growth. I usually cover with a cap and let this sit for up to 10 minutes or so while I do my other things in the shower. Every now and then I'll go ahead and get out and sit under the dryer, but majority of the time I don't. This treatment works with or without heat, so it just depends on what you feel your hair needs or responds to the best. If you are in more of an SOS emergency situation, you may want to process a little longer and use a little heat. After rinsing this out, I like to apply a leave-in treatment to complete my trifecta of treatment. Remember, I started with the scalp clarifier, then I used the elasticity restoring treatment, and now the curl primer as my leave-in treatment gives me hydration, repair, and protection at each phase of my wash day process. I like to stay ready so I don't have to get ready, you know what I mean? The curl primer has so many benefits. It detangles, hydrates, repairs, it protects from structural and environmental damage, it refreshes, it lays the foundation for definition and styling. She's that girl. The texture of this is very silky and smooth and blends well under all the other stylers in the collection. It can also be used to refresh or hydrate braids, locks, wigs, all of it. I like to make sure my products are evenly distributed, and I love the Tangle Teaser brush for that purpose. Next, I am going to apply styling potion and defining gel on sections and then finger shingle pieces to define my curls, and in the front, I usually take a little extra time and coil it more neatly so it lays down right. My goal is to set it and leave it alone. Remember, low manipulation is key for retaining length. The styling potion can be used as a base like a leave-in conditioner or as the primary styler. It has a softer hold than the gel and pudding. If I just want definition and volume, not as much concern about the hold, I will just use this with the curl primer. If I want more hold, I layer gel on top, or sometimes I'll use the gel with the primer by itself. I use the smoothing pudding sometimes as the base with a wee little bit of gel. The stylers are made to let you customize what feels best for you, so you can play around with them and see what you like best. The styling potion is loaded with healthy fatty acids, essential oils, and hydrated aloe juice to define curls and lock in moisture with a supple, smooth finish. The difference you will see and feel is the moisture retention and definition. The clumping power is increased with incredible slip. This one is great for wash and goes, but can also be used to twist, rod set, or finger coil. The defining gel is more moisturizing and flexible than the first collection. The base of this is aloe leaf juice and argan oil to make it more hydrating and able to resist atmospheric moisture, aka humidity. While it hydrates, it also repairs and protects with hydrolyzed wheat protein for strength and structure, and mangongo oil to form a protective barrier preventing moisture loss and protection from outside pollutants. The key is not to overuse them. You don't want to create a sticky mess. That goes for all styling products of any brand out here. If you pile them in and you look like you got cake batter in your hair, you can't get mad if it's a sticky mess once it's dry. You cannot beat your hair into submission. Whatever level of definition your hair naturally has is what it has. The way you improve it is with consistent, proper care. That is your foundation. Literally cleanse, condition, set it, and leave it alone. For the last few years, I have been primarily sitting under my ceramic hooded dryer because it's faster, less labor, and it keeps the swelling down to keep the definition more intact. If I want to start with a little more movement and volume, I will pop under the dryer for maybe 10 minutes or air dry for about 30 and then diffuse. In this video, I am going to go under the hooded dryer for about 10 minutes and then diffuse with my FHI Heat Platform 2000 ceramic dryer. Letting the product start drying before diffusing helps lock them in so the hair isn't frizzing so much during the diffusing. The ceramic material and quality of this dryer is going to speed up the dry time while protecting my hair from frizz or damage. If you have a lot of shrinkage and texture, you should sit under a hooded dryer. That is going to keep more of the stretch you see when it's wet and keep it from frizzing. Air drying is okay if you like the results, but if your hair always seems frizzy or puffy or mushy, sit under a dryer. The humidity in the air around you is keeping your hair wet too long, and your products aren't properly setting. Diffusers are volumizing tools. They are made to amplify texture and volume. A few other things to note. I drink a gallon of water a day. I go to bed at night and get about 7 to 8 hours of sleep most often, unless I'm really just stressing about something. And I eat at home 90% of the time. I don't smoke. I drink occasionally, socially. I work out every day, and I don't have any prescriptions for health conditions. I say all of this to say your bodily health will play a role in the health of your hair and skin. If you are not getting annual physicals and blood work to check your metabolic panels, you need to do that. Low iron, vitamin D, thyroid issues, and other things can cause hair loss and low scalp circulation, which can lead to weaker new growth. So you need to know where your numbers are so you can get treatment if needed. If you have prescriptions for heart-related conditions or other autoimmune diseases, they can sometimes interfere with the health of your hair. And if you feel they are causing you problems, you can talk to your doctor about it. But just know their priority is keeping you alive, not your hair. So do what your doctor says first, always. I get asked a lot about hair vitamins. I don't use them, and I never have. I drink my water, eat a balanced diet as much as possible, and stick to a consistent regimen. If you have a diagnosed deficiency that needs supplement, that's different, and you definitely want to be in step with your doctor on that. But some of the non-health related vitamins on the market can be synthetic or overloaded with more milligrams of things than your body can absorb. Your body is biologically efficient. It will discard anything it receives in excess. So with some vitamins, you may absorb a little, but the excess, you're going to urinate out. If you're saying, but people be having good results, I'm going to tilt my head and say, really? Or are they just suddenly changing their habits? Once you decide to do something, all the other things around you get refocused. So now that you've bought the hair vitamins, you're massaging your scalp, you're drinking water, you're eating better, washing those hair scarves, you're laying off the high tension styles. So was it the pill or the lifestyle changes? I completely understand sometimes your curiosity gets the best of you. So if you do want to try something, just consult with your doctor first, especially if you take medication for any conditions. Now, this is not to be conflated with medical grade hair loss treatments administered by licensed professionals. Those are different, and they can be effective in a lot of cases. Here's how I tie my hair up for bed. This scarf is over a decade old, so I do not have a link for it, but I just fold one corner under and wrap from behind my head, crossing over the front and then twirling those ends before tying it in the back. This makes it sturdier and less likely to slide off at night. Then I stuff the hair in the top and tuck in the corner. This is what I call an enclosed pineapple. This stays on all night for me, and in the morning I can just shake my hair back down. The products having flexible hold allow me to do this and keep the shape of the curls. When I work out in the morning, I loop my hair through a scrunchie into a loose bun and then tie a stretchy satin scarf around the perimeter. When I'm done, I will either leave my hair open to air dry if I'm not going anywhere, or use my blow dryer to dry the roots if I need to get out the door. If I do this, I will hold the hair so it's not just flying all over the place. This keeps the curl clumps intact better. I use low speed and medium heat. I'll use edge gel if I want a more polished look. This is one I'm working on, so don't sweat that just yet. I like to tie my edges down with a scarf while I finish getting ready to help it set and keep makeup out of my hairline. I love a good oil sheen to add a snatch of extra sparkle, and you know what? That's it. My total time for wash day is usually 2.5 hours start to finish. It's rather simple, just cleanse, condition, and style. I tried to include everything I could think of here that you would want to know, but if I missed something, please feel free to leave a question in the comments below. I hope this video answers some questions for you and helps in your regimen, whether you've been good for years or if you're having some challenges. Take what you need and share with your neighbors. You will find links to products, tools, and related content in the About section below this video. And you can get the new, enhanced, reimagined, amazing MoKnowsHair collection at MoKnowsHair.com.